That's some really big problems that people are trying to solve out there. And that's one innovative piece of work that's happening. And it's all, we don't know what's going to happen, but if you're willing to commit to a problem and an outcome that you want to solve, generally magic can happen, and imagination is the key to that, really. If you can imagine a better world, anything is really possible. And we've proven it time and time again as humanity, delivering things like flying to the moon and being able to plant an implant into someone's ear and they can hear us. There's so much that's already come about, and we've got a phone now that sits in our hands that basically is more powerful than computers were 20 years ago. So we are evolving continuously.
The technology is just an enabler to allow people to do these things.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the greatest things, one of the other things that we work a lot in is allaying the fears around technology, because people go, tech's are bad and hackers and people are going to take over our lives and the robots are going to put so many people out of work. But there was a study done in the UK in 2015, and I think it was something like 800,000 jobs were lost to technology, but there were 3.5 million jobs created, and we're about to get an update on those figures. So it's the type of work that we're losing. It's not jobs themselves. I find it a bit puzzling why we wouldn't want to give automated jobs to robots, why we as humans would want to be doing those automated jobs. I totally understand the fear around retraining, but I think, again, that's a mindset. So I think with the advent of technology and the way that it is converging and it is taking over a lot of the more robotic jobs, what we need to be doing is freeing up our mindset to go, let's learn a new skill, let's learn something different. And I'm totally appreciative and respectful of the fact that there are members of our community that won't want to do that. So they're, I think, the ones that we really need to look after. But I think allaying the fears around technology are huge. I know somebody who had their identity hacked, and it's taken them 18 months to solve all the issues around that identity theft. But when you think about, and again, not disrespecting that one person, because if you're that one person, your whole world has been totally catastrophized.
Exactly.
But if you're not that person and you're the person who's the partner of the quadriplegic or the partner of somebody who's on the benefiting end of technology, Seth Godin said, whoever invented the car crash. So the technology itself isn't bad. It's the human behind the technology that uses it for good or uses it for detrimental purposes. So I think that's one of the biggest things that we do as well. And also having people expand their thoughts. So we do a lot of work with some startups, and a lot of the startups that we do work with and scale-ups are already embedded in the technology space, but we tend to open the horizon around what their products can actually be used for as well. So one of the projects that one of the guys that went through our program not long ago has a rehabilitation exercise for stroke victims. Okay. And what happened was his grandmother had a stroke and the rehab wasn't available enough for her to recover properly. So he created this machine, and she was kind of able to play her favourite games on the machine, all the while improving the movement in her body. But when we actually went through it, we came up with another 50 uses. So it wasn't just stroke victims, it was children who might not have defined motor skills. So we went through a whole lot of different range. Technology could help. So it's not just, but I think what is fascinating with a lot of the startups and the scale-ups that we do work with is the human interest story behind the purpose of why they're doing what they're doing.